everyone. Good morning, classmates. Good morning, sir. Today, I will tackle all about the anatomical movements. What is the anatomical movements? Anatomical movements is describe the action of the muscle upon the skeleton. Anatomical movements are the body movements. There are general anatomical terms that can be used to describe most movements the body makes. Most terms have a clear, opposite, and so are treated in pairs. These pairs include the flexion and extension. What is flexion and extension? Flexion is described a bending movement that decreases the angle between a segment and its proximal segment, while the extension is the opposite of the flexion, describing a straightening movement that increases the angle between the body parts. What is abduction and adduction? Abduction is the motion of the structure away from the midline, which adduction refers to motion towards the center of the body, while adduction refers to a motion that pulls a structure or part towards the midline of the body or towards the midline of line. Next, the medial and lateral rotation. The medial rotation refers to rotation towards the axis of the body, while the lateral rotation refers to a rotation away from the center of the body.
Elevation and depression. Elevation refers to a movement in a superior direction, and the depression refers to a movement in inferior direction. The terms elevation and depression refer to a movement above and below the horizontal. Elevation and depression of the mandible. Elevation is when the jaw moves superior to close to the mouth, and depression is allowing the jaw to move inferior. And let's move to the topic of pronation and supination. It is referred most generally to assume prone or supine positions, but often they are used in a specific sense, referring to a rotation of the forearm or foot, so that in the standard anatomical position on the palm or sole and facing anteriorly or posteriorly. Pronation. It is a rotational movement where the hand and the upper arm are turned inwards. Supination occurs when the forearm or palm are rotated outwards. It refers to turning of the sole of the foot inwards, shifting weight to the lateral edge. Let's proceed to the next topic, dorsiflexion and plantar flexion. Dorsiflexion is where the toes are brought closer to the shin. This decreases the angle between the dorsum of the foot and the back of the leg. Plantar flexion is the movement which decreases the angle between the sole of the foot and the back of the leg.
Inversion and adduction. Adduction of the body refers to the movements that tilt the sole of the foot away or towards the midline of the body. Inversion is the movement of the sole towards the median plane, while eversion is the movement of the sole of the foot away from the median plane. Opposition and reposition. Opposition refers to the movement that involves grasping of the thumb and fingers, while reposition refers to restoring of an object to its natural condition. Circumduction refers to a conical movement of the body parts such as ball and socket joint or the eye. Circumduction a combination of flexion, extension, adduction, and abduction. Circumduction can be best performed at ball and socket joints such as the hip and shoulders, but may also be performed by other parts of the body such as fingers, hands, feet, and head.
Protraction and retraction. It refers to an interior or posterior movement such as of the arm at the shoulders and the mandible.
Go.
Protraction is when the jaw slides anteriorly, and retraction is when the jaw slides posteriorly. Regression and progression is an exercise. Regression is simply an approach to decrease the demand of an exercise or movement. Conversely, a progression does the opposite by increasing the demand incrementally through minor changes. Thank you.